假如书籍会说话，今日对话，现登时。
Teacher Shandang, you said that true dedication is not about self-sacrifice. But I have been a social worker for 10 years and often feel drained. Doesn't this count as dedication?
It is the wick's fate to burn itself. Yet the mission of the lamp bearer is to become the vessel where the flame arises from a steady supply of oil, not by consuming itself.
But everyone says that dedication means self-sacrifice.
Those who see themselves as kindling may blind others with their ashes. True light comes from a stable source, which requires first building an internal energy system.
How can one prevent themselves from being drained?
Before lighting the way for others, always check your own oil. Use 7 parts of your light to illuminate others, and keep 3 parts to guard the flame at the core. Sustainable giving is a cycle, not a depletion.
You mentioned the need to accept one's own shadow. But society always praises those who shine. Isn't the shadow a sign of weakness?
Person without a shadow either lives in absolute light, which is a searing pain, or in complete darkness, which is a chilling void. Only by embracing the shadow can one achieve a balance between light and dark.
Does setting professional boundaries, as my supervisor suggested, contradict the spirit of dedication?
Lamp needs a shade not to block the light, but to focus and direct it. Boundless giving is like a bonfire in the wilderness, which threatens its own existence when the wind blows.
But every time I reject someone seeking help, I am overwhelmed by guilt.
That is not rejection, but a demonstration of a healthy way of being. You are teaching them that true light does not consume itself, nor does it allow others to plunder its source.
Recently, while assisting my clients, I've noticed that they have become overly dependent on my guidance. Should this be considered a success or a failure?
When the recipient only remembers your light but fails to notice the lamp oil in their own hands, that is the pitfall of the profession. The most skillful guidance is to help them see the flint in their own pockets.
But our organization evaluates performance based on the number of people served.
Therefore, modern helpers often fall into the trap of mass-producing light. Be cautious, the light emitted mechanically is not gentle illumination but laser beams that can burn.
How can I balance the demands of the system with the sustainable dedication you mentioned?
Outside the regulated oil lamp, keep a private glass lamp. The former is refueled at prescribed times, while the latter flickers in rhythm with the heartbeat. Remember, the true light of humanity never has a time clock.
Sometimes I feel like I'm illuminating others while remaining in the dark. Unknown to anyone, the solitude of the lamp bearer is a necessary trial. When you illuminate the path for others, your own shadow will stretch long, but do not be afraid, for it is the soul measuring the breadth of its growth. How can you tell if your efforts are just to please others? Place your hand on your heart. If the energy flows outward naturally, it is an offering. If something is being drawn out from within, it is a depletion. A true flame does not disturb the surface of the oil, yet society always glorifies those who sacrifice themselves.
Therefore, the crucial mission of your generation is to rewrite the epic of dedication. Transform the tragic imagery of burning oneself to illuminate others into the celestial totem of guiding every household to light its own lamp.
I've been experiencing burnout lately. Does this mean I'm not suited for a helping profession?
On the contrary, burnout is the soul's way of reminding you to upgrade your energy system. It's like switching from oil lamps to electric lights, or from candles to LEDs. Evolve the way you illuminate, rather than denying your innate ability to shine.
My partner often complains that I save my best self for my clients.
This means you're playing the role of a streetlight that's always on. When you get home, try switching modes. Become a bedside nightlight, allowing yourself to dim, and even occasionally flicker. True intimacy can accommodate the graininess in the light.
Teacher Shandeng, do you think this idea is too idealistic?
Look at the shadowless lights in an operating room. Only by intertwining light from multiple angles can shadows be eliminated. When enough people practice sustained dedication, they form a web of light that supports the system. And this is the most practical strategy for survival.
What if someone criticizes this as a selfish view of dedication?
Ask him, is it the selfishness of an oil lamp that burns for 100 years? Or the selflessness of a firework that burns out in an instant? What we pursue is not the thrill of sacrifice, but to make light a heritable gene of civilization.
How should I take the first step towards change?
Bring a mint to work tomorrow and hold it in your mouth when you feel your energy draining. The cool sensation will serve as a reminder for your body. True dedication should be refreshing like mint, not scorching like magma.
Finally, please offer a word of advice to modern helpers.
Do not be a martyr who clings to the torch. Instead, be a beacon that stores light. Your very existence should demonstrate that the noblest form of giving is to help every soul you encounter realize that they too have the right to shine.